Hello. So for a moment, I'd like you to consider that you're the only one here on planet Earth. The only one. And that this entire universe, this entire reality was specifically designed for you and you alone. Everything that surrounds you is a feedback system, including myself. So you could say that I'm just a figment of your imagination and that this is all an illusion. And you might be thinking, well, if I'm the only one here, what are you? I would say I'm the only one here too, and I have my own universe. We're experiencing a different reality. But my reality was also designed for me. The universe is one verse. So I'm a verse of the song, you're a verse of the song, and we all make up one song. And that one song is the one consciousness that is animating all of us. All right? So, what if I told you that you descended onto this plane of reality? You came to Earth, you incarnated to play a little game with yourself, to see if you could remember who you are, which is that you're the only one here, and that everything was generously designed for you and you alone. And also to remember what you're not. All right? Are you following? So if you're the only one here, then that would mean that you're at one with me because we're vibrating in harmony. There is no separation. All is love, including the things that don't feel good to you. It's all love. It's all this one song, this one consciousness, right? Showing you where you're still believing what is love and where you're still believing what is not love. Okay, let me start kind of expounding on that. So, whenever you get triggered, or whenever someone irritates you, or whenever someone upsets you, that is pointing to the illusion of separation that you're still believing to be true. Because if it doesn't feel good, then it means it must be coming from something outside of you. But there is nothing outside of you, you see? To believe that there's something outside of you is being caught up in the illusion of separateness. So what if I told you that every time you get triggered, or every time you get agitated or upset, that is this one consciousness reflecting to you what you're still believing to be true that isn't true. Okay, so whenever you judge people, it means you're caught in the illusion of separateness. Whenever you blame people, it means you're still blaming something outside of yourself. There's nothing outside of you. And so essentially, it's pointing to something inside of you that is still operating in separation. And the video game of this reality is to unify yourself from within by healing trauma. Trauma produces judgment, right? We don't judge people when we don't have trauma. We judge people because we've been hurt, which is trauma, and then we project that judgment onto others. So we create separation based on trauma. But what if the purpose of this entire game is to show you that your judgment isn't true? Right? Your judgment is you still not taking responsibility for yourself. Once you take responsibility for yourself and your potential reactions to the world or your reactions to the world, then you collapse all the separation within you because your heart is open now. And so you can say that your heart is the great unifier. Your heart, love, compassion, empathy is what allows you to remember that there is no other than you. Right? So if I piss you off, right, or if you piss me off, that means that we're still believing that we are not one, right? When in fact, the universe is giving both of us a chance to go, oh, why did this person piss me off? Let me self-investigate. Let me self-examine. What's going on in me that I'm still believing to be true that isn't true? Yeah? Maybe you had a boyfriend that treated you like dirt. And maybe I remind you of him. And now you don't like me because I remind you of your past. But what if I'm the figment of your imagination that's needed to reflect back to you that you're still operating in separation? And once you open up your heart and you go, you know what? I was judging him, or I was judging her, or I was gossiping about them because I thought they were separate than me. Once you take responsibility, you collapse that separation. You're now unifying yourself from within, and you're vibrating in harmony with the universe, right? It's your universe, and I have my universe because God, Source, gave each of us our universe. And so that universe acts as a hologram or a holographic feedback system to show you where you're still believing what isn't true. When you judge people, you're caught up in an illusion of separation, right? And at some point, you have to turn around. You have to reorient yourself and say, God, why am I judging this person? God, why am I so upset? Blah, 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 blah. And then you get down to the beliefs that you hold about life that aren't true, right? If you've been cheated on, then that means you're not going to believe when I tell you that I'm not going to cheat on you because you're projecting your past onto me. That belief is false. So it's creating separation. It's causing you to reproduce your past, to reenact your trauma. But that trauma is what's keeping you in a state of separation. So I want you to consider today that there is only one of us. Okay? And just like I stumbled on my word a minute ago, I heard a voice say, it's okay if you stumbled on your word. It's okay. See, because we're all part of this soup of God. And there was another ingredient, you or someone else, that telepathically told me, you'll get it next time. Don't sweat it. All is well. That is love. We're always receiving feedback. Always. So don't be hard on yourself and don't be hard on others. Find forgiveness in your heart. Find compassion in your heart. Drop into your heart and open it wide open. And when you open up your heart, you start to see life through the lens of God, that there is no separation, that everything was constructed for you and you alone. And everything was constructed for me and me alone. That's how magical this universe is. It's so generous because it's constantly giving you opportunities throughout the day to go, oh my God, I judged this person. I was still caught up in the illusion of separation. I was still suffering because I was believing something that isn't true. You're the only one here. I'm just a mirror, and you're my mirror. And together, because there's only one of us, think about that statement. There is only one of us. And so together we rise. Together we harmonize. Together we symphonize. Right? I love you guys.